Atlanta is bracing for an influx of 500,000 visitors as it prepares to host 8 matches of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. To understand this scale, we have to look back 30 years, to the summer of 1996, the last time a global crowd of this size filled the city for the Centennial Olympic Games. Leading up to those games, the city arrested over 9,000 unhoused individuals and distributed one-way bus tickets out of state. These systematic removals allowed officials to project a sanitized version of Atlanta to the international press, scrubbing the urban core of its most vulnerable residents. The actual security checkpoints relied on manual bag searches and handheld metal detectors. This approach worked to check individual attendees, but it created massive, slow-moving lines outside every venue. That managed sense of safety fractured on July 27th, when a pipe bomb detonated inside Centennial Olympic Park, killing 2 people and injuring over 100 others. The tragedy was compounded by the media frenzy that followed. Local and national outlets latched onto a leaked tip and relentlessly targeted Richard Jewell, the security guard who actually found the bomb, destroying his reputation long before he was fully exonerated. The legacy of 1996 revealed a dangerous flaw in manual checkpoints. By forcing thousands of people into unmoving bottlenecks, the security process itself creates a dense, accessible target. Today, the epicenter of the matches is Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a heavily fortified structure sitting right in the middle of the modern downtown skyline. The tournament spans 39 days, meaning local and federal agencies have to manage a continuous surge of crowds over a long period. To do this safely, the security checkpoints cannot stop the flow of foot traffic. It has to be completely frictionless. Instead of manual pat-downs, fans walk directly through AI-powered sensor systems at a normal pace. These Evolve Express scanners process up to 75,000 attendees without requiring anyone to stop and empty their pockets. Airspace monitoring has also evolved away from the simple helicopter patrols used 30 years ago. Now, FBI ground units deployed around the stadium use specialized technology to instantly track, intercept, and disable weaponized commercial drones. By shifting to systems that scan for threats invisibly in the background, law enforcement can maintain a continuous flow of movement and prevent large crowds from sitting unprotected outside the gates. Getting those crowds to the frictionless perimeter requires relying on Atlanta's civic transit system, MARTA. Just days before the tournament, the agency initiated a system-wide rollout of a new smartphone tap-to-pay system called Better Breeze. The transition has struggled significantly. Reduced-fare riders found their old cards suddenly obsolete, and at the stations, riders attempting to force their way through the new fare gates have been physically shattering the glass panels. To secure this infrastructure, the city allocated $24 million purely for police overtime, attempting to flood the stations with a visible deterrent. The urgency for that presence intensified in late May, when a 66-year-old woman was fatally stabbed in an unprovoked attack on a northbound train, prompting federal authorities to step in with severe charges to protect the system's image. The contrast is stark. While the stadium itself operates as an advanced AI-monitored fortress, the aging physical infrastructure carrying fans to those gates is buckling under the pressure. This creates a distinct vulnerability zone known as the last mile, the physical blocks between the train station, the hotel, and the stadium gates. This animation shows how international tourists are exposed to digital interception in this space. As users connect to public Wi-Fi networks in crowded corridors to avoid roaming charges, hackers intercept and reroute that data to steal credentials. The dense crowds also attract organized pickpocketing rings, and predators frequently pose as fake rideshare drivers during the post-game rush. Tourists compound these risks by live-streaming their exact locations, signaling to local criminals that their hotel rooms and rental cars are currently unoccupied. Because the official venues are highly fortified, criminals bypass the checkpoints entirely and focus on the distracted individuals navigating the open streets. Navigating those streets safely is complicated by a strictly enforced update to FIFA's official event policies, a total ban on all reusable water bottles inside the venues. Security implemented this rule to prevent heavy metal and hard plastic containers from being thrown onto the pitch or into the crowds, But that policy forces 500,000 people into the extreme heat of a Georgia summer without a reliable way to carry their own water. If mass dehydration occurs, the sheer density of the crowds at outdoor festivals can physically block paramedics from reaching the victims in time. To get through the games safely, attendees should travel on official transit in groups and pre-hydrate before leaving their hotels. And despite the massive crowds, leave all self-defense items like pepper spray at home, as security will immediately confiscate them at the perimeter. Surviving an event of this magnitude requires a careful balance. You have to maintain high situational awareness of the physical crowds around you while navigating the strict, invisible rules governing the city.